Alright, it is January 11th of 2022. So, been gone for almost a year now, so figured I'll come back, make an appearance, because I'm sure you guys are wondering where I've been. So I guess we'll make this just a tractor update kind of, and what's new and what I've been doing for the last almost year at this point. So I'll start with 2021 sucked. It absolutely sucked. Yes, there are some good parts, but overall it sucked, as I'm sure a lot of you can also agree with that. But aside from it sucking, it was overall a busy year. I was always doing something at every minute of the day, so didn't really have time to come out and mess with stuff, or if I did, it was just something quick. So guess we'll dive right into here. We'll start with the diesel since I've been here since it's 14 degrees outside. So 1512, really nothing changed with that in the last while. I got the forks on it right now. 882 gets out on nice days, primarily stays covered. Though it is a nice day and it's cold, so might give that a start. 782D. It has a disconnect clutch in the back, so when you cold start, it only has to work on the engine, not spin the transmission over. That thing stopped working, so it's been sitting here all summer. Currently in the process of cleaning this shed. It doesn't look like it, but it was way worse, and it's getting better, along with everything else here. I'm going on a big cleaning spree, getting rid of stuff, so let's head outside. Alright, out here, again, doesn't look much better, but it does. It did a couple weeks ago. The 102, it was sitting over there. Towed it up here, haven't yet to do anything with it. Basically, it lost spark, so I gotta clean the points on it, and should be good to go. It's a winter project once everything gets cleaned up. 982, hasn't ran in about a year now. Still haven't finished the loader. Say it's gonna be a spring project, but hopefully it actually will this year, so we'll see. I did have a 122 that I just sold last week. Had that for a year, got it once, drove it around, and pretty much parked it, and because winter really came at the end of December last year. Some of you will probably notice this thing and be like, well, this isn't a tractor, Mike. I said, well, yes, because I decided to finally get into jet skis. This is one that's getting sold. I got two nice covered ones here. This is a 91 Sea-Doo SP, and the one behind it is a 96 Sea-Doo GTX, for any of you who know anything about jet skis. So, got them on trailers. Looking for a double now, but two singles will work for the time being. If I can find pictures, I'll throw them in here just to see what they look like, because I'm not uncovering them right now. Going down the line, I picked up a 1650 back in October of 21, somewhere around there. Basically, this thing was owned by a guy for a long time, but he since got a new tractor, and this one was just pretty much left to go to the scrapyard, so I went and saved it. Pretty nice shape. I've seen better, I've seen worse, so it's in the middle. I picked up a 149 back in September, October. Haven't tried messing with it yet, but it's probably going to be getting sold because I'm trying to thin the herd. I was at about 36 or so in the summertime, and now I'm down to about 25, so room for improvement. Kubota, haven't run that occasionally, but not really much. That's probably getting sold as well. Now this one I'll include some pictures of. a Cub Cadet, not 21, I wish, 1782. It's a diesel, and it's currently not running because the starter doesn't want to crank it, and we put 2 different starters in it, and it still won't crank. So, once the snow melts and the garage is clean, we're going to bring it in and start working on it because it's too cold to work out here. But it's a pretty cool machine. It's got the 60-inch Haban, whatever you want to call it, mower deck. And it also came, I bought that separately, but it came with a either 450 or 451 blower. It's yellow and it's a 2-stage. It's really big. So wanted to have it working for the snow, but it doesn't. So there's still more winter though. So the greenhouse, a little update in here. I put a floor in this year. We got gravel instead of dirt. So I went in that. It was 4 yards of gravel that are put in here, shoveled all by hand. This one, you're like, I didn't see this one before. I picked this up in, I want to say like May, June. It's a 1912 Cub Super. It has the same engine, the 20 horse Onan as the 982. I picked this up. A guy said it hadn't ran in like 2 years. So I'm like, all right, it's probably gonna need a new carburetor, a carb clean, and gas, and a battery. So got it home, and I said, just for the heck of it, I turned the key, and it clicked and clicked, and then started cranking. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then the next thing you know, thing starts running. I was like, no way. So pretty good. I put a new carburetor on it now, and it runs pretty good. Put some LED headlights in it, gave it a little bit of service for the winter. It came with a 54 Haban blade. So I always wanted one of these and finally got one, so that's pretty cool. Got a good deal on this tractor actually. So now if we sneak on here behind this one, check out that. We got a Cub Cadet 800. So I picked this thing up also I think in May. Paid about average price for it, but it's pretty clean. I guess it was sitting in a dairy barn for many years, so there is some rust. So fenders were changed and the hood was changed, but I mean overall it's not terrible. I mean, you could always restore them if you want, but it does have the 8 horsepower engine in here, and it runs great. It has just about 200 hours on it. Somewhere, let's see. Yeah, a little over 200, maybe 220. And he said he went through the engine, pulled the head off, and you could still see the original cross hatching in the engine. So that's how clean and unused it was. I don't use it too much, but it's a fun little tractor. We'll start this one up because it's been in quite a while. Gotta do things with the right hand. I broke my hand a couple weeks ago, so I'm getting better. Fell off a ladder. Well, the ladder broke, but let's see. Neutral, yes. Gotta remember, it's like 10 degrees out, so got down to like 8 last night. Clutch is a little noisy, but it's fine. It's still cold. Anyway, so you saw it run. Could be out of gas for all I know, because I don't use it quite that much. It says it's half tank though. And I'm curious. Oh, it's got gas in it. Like I said, it's very cold out, so it could be as simple as just being cold and I put the choke off too fast. 72, the blue one, haven't touched it in probably 2 years at this point, so all these, that's why I'm trying to thin out, because just way too many projects that I'm never gonna get to. So rather than just see them keep sitting and sitting and sitting, give them or sell them off to people who are actually gonna use them. I had at the beginning of the year I had two 129s. One that I've had for a little bit of a while. You might have seen it on the channel. I don't remember. But I did pick up another one this year with a 42-inch deck on it. Got that thing running. Sold the two of them in the last couple weeks here. So thinning out. So at one point, I think it was about April, I went upstate and I bought like 3 cubs, or no, 2 cubs in a what do you call it? A Letrac tractor. It's made by GE. I'll put a picture in there. But some of you would be like, well, how did you get more than 2 tractors home? Well, got a new cub hauler. This is a 2015 Big Tech 70P, 7PI, yeah. Picked this thing up in April, and tows really well. I've hauled cars on here and lots of other things. Some pretty heavy load, so far it's doing good. I'm liking it. Picked this thing up. We're gonna try to sell it. It's one of my clients. They were using it, and not sure if you can see that, but the connecting rod went bye-bye. So motor blew. So I'm gonna try to sell it before I scrap it, because it's actually, I mean, yeah, it's not a high-end tractor, but it's not in bad shape either. So we'll see. Let that ice melt off there, but yep, Big Tech trailer. I'm liking it. It's got tie downs on it and stuff. Gates removable, so pretty fun trailer. So for what I call the green shed here, nothing's changed except more stuff has been piled in here. So 125 hasn't been ran since, I want to say, well, actually the last video I posted of it. 1650, gosh, probably been 2 years now sitting. This 125 has been another probably 3. There's a 100 back there with no motor. 104 hasn't been out in a while, and neither has the 1450. Other than that, there's a lot of crap in here that I gotta clean up. So gotta take it step by step. First is get the outside clean, then get the main shed and garage clean, and then we'll start coming out here and organizing. But yeah, nothing too much new in here. One thing I'll bring up while it's warm, you probably noticed that I haven't showed the Farmall Cubs yet. That's because I don't have them anymore. So in the fall, going about August here. So I was using the red one with the plow, and the clutch went on that too. So I ended up listing them. I was going to sell them, and I wanted to get a Farmall B. And after a little trade, well, ended up with this. So I'll give you the quick rundown now. I'm going to make a video in the springtime when it's nice out. I have some plans to do. I'm going to get new front tires and a couple of odds and ends and a little bit of paint. But it's a 45H, it's still in the 6-volt system. About it. It runs and drives. It's a little cold-blooded, but it runs. So, just since you're here, you can start it, right? I rebuilt the front steering in it, because you would go down the road and the front wheels would wobble like there's no tomorrow. It does have the 5th gear, which I kind of always wanted, so that's one cool thing. Here's a ignition. Actually, I'll put the throttle up first. Yeah, the battery's getting low, so I don't know if it'll start, but we'll see. There we go. Have a little bungee cord on my choke because it likes to wobble out when you're driving. What was in the store? Up here. Hopefully that works. Almost half. Try again. Yeah, that's not going. A little too cold, I think, for it out here. Also, battery's dead, so it won't crank, but just drove it a day or two ago. And that terminal, my starter's smoking. I'm gonna have to look into that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Bring you guys back in the main shed for a minute. So other than those ones, got some storage under the deck there. I have an 1811 with no engine. I have a 1250 chassis that's getting scrapped. There's a 169 roller in there, another 125 roller. And I bought a Skag this year, a Turf Tiger 61-inch cut. Stick another picture in there. Got a good deal on it. Needed some work, so still well under market value for it. So that'll be a good upgrade for the lawns that I do. So thinking about at least starting this one. I don't know if I'm gonna drive it or not, but a little kind of cold. My hands are freezing now. So untarp this quick. All right, so here she is. I have a hood ornament I gotta put on it eventually, but she's all cleaned up for the winter. Hasn't started in a couple weeks here. Let's see. Here's our bottle. Glow pipe for an old rep. A little indicator to turn orange. Alright. Alright, so let that run for a couple minutes. Give it a little bit of run time. Ooh, the seat was up or not? I think it's down. So anyways, I think that is pretty much all I had to cover for now. So I hope to not be away for so long this time. Just wanted to get something out for you. A little bit of content to let you know that I'm still here. I do still respond to comments, so if you have any comments, drop those down below. When I see them, I write back as soon as I can. I know some of them go a couple weeks, and I'm like, oh, there's a comment, but I do my best. There's quite a few of them. So, with that being said, that's going to be a wrap on this video. So, if you did enjoy seeing what's new, give it a thumbs up. I hope to have more videos coming out soon, but I keep saying that and it doesn't happen. So, if you don't see anything for a while, don't get too disheartened on it or whatever. So, we will catch you in the next one, and hope everybody is well, stays well, and has a good start to their 2022.